Hello, my lovely friends. So, what I would like to quickly discuss here is basically past life regressions, part one, and we can just talk about it as a general subject. But what's interesting is we got baby Sadie here, and baby Sadie is very exciting because she actually is a past life dog, and that's a whole other story. She actually was predicted by a psychic and that she would reappear. All right, and she's one of the dogs that I lost last year. And what's interesting is because she has amazing powers. All right, and she's a Cherokee Indian dog, and I know this because I saw her 4 months before she was. Well, I saw her just as she was being reborn. It's a whole other story, and before I had her. Now you might be asking your question, okay, so what about past lives? What about this? What is it? Why are we thinking about this? We're going to just go, this is part one. But basically, what's exciting about past lives are a lot of religious traditions believed in this, by the way. Christianity until 583 AD, and then afterwards the Catholic Church started excommunicating anyone that believed in it. So it's interesting. They say that Jesus had the lost years of in where he went to India and other places, and he studied with spiritual masters in different. They said like 12 countries. What would be 12 countries today? And he's documented in various scrolls. And one of the things that they talked about was in his travels reincarnation. And if you think about it, he was resurrected. So we won't go there though in this video clip. But what's interesting, and this is not to represent any religious views or anything like that, but it's just to look at past lives. But it's interesting because to know that you're immortal, to know that you do live on, and that your pets do as well can be very exciting. So in this clip, I just want to quickly share how to recognize some of the past lives that you may have had. And I mean, I went under hypnosis. That's a great tool. There's a great book, by the way, called Many Lives, Many Masters by Brian Weiss. I highly recommend it. And you can definitely check that book out. And I've seen him speak, and it's amazing. And what he found was he was a psychiatrist. He was putting people under hypnosis, and he found that certain root causes of phobias started originating in memories that couldn't exist in this lifetime. I think it's Michael Talbot. He has a great program called the Holographic Universe. Amazing. Again, this idea that we need to pay attention to that there's no time and space in terms of if you're going to access past life memories, it's good to recognize, you know what, that you can't think of time linearly. So once you start realizing, well, okay, that everything exists now, everything exists concurrently, then you'll start. I mean, I've noticed past life memories popping up. But what will happen is, just real quickly, you'll start noticing with past life memories. You'll start noticing a familiarity with a food, language, culture. If you've been somewhere before, a place that just seems to make sense. Like you feel like a soulful homecoming, even though in this life that you're in now, you didn't experience anything with that culture or place or anything like that. If you have a strong burning desire that I know I was in this place, or you have dreams, a lot of people, especially before the age of 5. And in another video clip, I talked about the World War II kid, right? The kid who was a World War II pilot. And that's pretty amazing. Another thing is you can do group. There was one that I did with Denise Lynn. I mean, in her circles that she had at a Hay House event. It was pretty amazing. And she trained everybody on how to tap into the energy and how you focus on the energy. And what was interesting is there were members of the groups, and that's when I started learning that I can do this. And with training and practice, you can develop it. That idea of seeing people's past lives. By you can tap into their energy. Obviously, they're allowing you to do this, and you can see their past lives. And in one case, there were 2 members in the group, but I'll give you the first case. There was a woman I saw in a castle, and she didn't want to get married. I saw her on her wedding night in medieval England. And guess what? Somebody else in the group saw it, the same image, same picture, same dress, everything. Same castle, everything. And she was, and I could, the funny thing is, I could tap into what was going on and what was in her mind. She didn't want to get married. It was set up by the families. I mean, why are you thinking this? Who's going to be thinking this? Who could make this up? And what's amazing is you weren't allowed to say those things at first. You had to wait till everybody had what they wanted to get or what they were able to get, and then they shared their information. And what's interesting is there was another case where there was a woman, and all of a sudden, I tapped into her energy, and I saw her as a nun, and I saw her in front of 1,200 people in Italy, central Italy to the west. Is amazing. I started seeing a sunrise. I saw the monastery in that area where she was, or or the convent or whatever it was. And I saw a big cross, and it was interesting. And then all of a sudden, I saw her standing in front of people, and then her hand started changing between different crosses. Like there was all these different crosses, and then I saw an Egyptian-style cross. That one that you see with the little, whatever it is, the little loop. The name is escaping me. The anklet. I don't know exactly what it is. But anyway, I saw it, and I told her. I said, and then again, you're not allowed to say anything until everyone's done. So what ended up happening was she told me that she said, you know what? It's interesting you said that. I told her what I saw because my family has been fighting with me to become a nun this whole life, and I've been resisting against it. And she says, guess what I'm getting ready to do in a week or two? This will give you goosebumps. She says, one of the things I am is a clay maker, and I'm getting ready to design different crosses. And I had seen it in her past life, that's what she had done. I said, you were very knowledgeable in cross making. And what's amazing is you can't make this stuff up. How are you going to make this stuff up? See, the thing is with the past life regressions, it feels like you are making it up. But what's interesting is it's very difficult to make up because you're receiving a lot of this stuff. And just like the familiarities, I mean, in my case, I was a cavalry officer, one of my past lives, and I lived in Spain. And I was able to connect with the city. I was able to revisit the city in this lifetime where I lived in the past life. And that was Merida, Spain. And it was a Roman city in Spain. I had a very strong yearning, a spiritual yearning to go back to this city, that it had to be. So I was in Spain. I was doing a study abroad program. A lot of my American friends were going. They were on the study abroad program where they basically had to go to Granada, Toledo, or they were going to Granada, but I'd already been there with my father, and they had some other places they were checking out too, I'm sure, around the area, but mainly Granada is where the host group was going. And what was interesting was in Spain, what was interesting is that I had lost my sense of awareness, and I lost who I was in this life, and I started noticing a stream of consciousness, detecting that everything was all right. I was looking at how well preserved everything was, and I felt back home, and it was as people were saying hello to me with the strong familiarity. It was almost like I was connecting with the soul group that had already lived in that town back when I lived there. And another thing that was crazy is I started, even before I had already recognized shields. There were strong familiarities with shields and cavalry shields, I found out. Isn't that interesting? I identified heavily with cavalry shields. The horse that I had in that lifetime is Golden Soul in the Kentucky Derby of this lifetime, and I talk about that in a video blog. And I had Sandra Taylor. I spoke to her at an event, and she also saw that I was that cavalry person. 100 people I led. I thought it would have been more. But then under hypnosis, I saw that unfortunately I died in battle. I saw myself dying next to that horse and a past life pet that I have in this life. So one of the things, just to quickly recap, you can use hypnosis to go into past lives. It is common in many religions, and then also also you can have it in dreams, that you can get memories. You can also have a strong preference for taste. Certain languages that seem to come. They even had people having past life regressions that have started repeating other languages. Shh. And you can actually have a desire for culture, food, experiences, and the memories can come. So it's very exciting when you understand that you're more than your thoughts and you're more than this lifetime. Not that this is any less, It's just this is just as important, but it's so exciting, isn't it? So we'll go into more detail in part two, but I just wanted to get you warmed up with part one. All right, have a great day.